Coming up on OU Nightly, there's a significant threat of wildfires across Oklahoma, including Norman.
Your Campus Weather Authority has all the details with fire weather and some fire safety tips.
Plus, civil rights leader Jesse Jackson passes away. Hear his impact on the OU community. This is OU Nightly. Cleveland County issued a county-wide burn ban due to extreme fire danger, effective immediately. Thanks for watching OU Nightly. I'm Reagan Garvin.
And I'm Leah Smith. The 14-day burn ban prohibits the burning of fires, campfires, bonfires, and trash or other materials.
Officials say anyone convicted of violating the ban may be fined $500, face 1 year in prison, or both.
Outdoor cooking is approved, but caution is encouraged.
OU Nightly meteorologist Scotty Allen begins our team weather coverage on fire risk. Scotty?
Yeah, that's right. There's red flag warnings across the Texas Panhandle. We have all across I-40 from Amarillo all the way to Oklahoma City. We have a red flag warning, and up to Guymon and Woodward, where there are some active wildfires currently happening. And then there's a fire weather watch from Lawton up to Miami. Now, what does a red flag warning mean? Our student meteorologist McKinley Potter has the breakdown.
Yeah, Scotty, a red flag warning basically means the conditions for a fire to start and spread are extremely high. We look at high wind gust, low humidity, and extreme temperatures. Now I'm going to hand it over to OU Nightly meteorologist Parker Schrader, who's live outside. Parker, what can you tell me?
Yeah, McKinley, I'm out here in South Norman right in front of fire station number 3, and it's all quiet right now, but we've warmed up into those low 70s. But that cloud deck up ahead has kind of kept us a little cooler, not quite into those 80s, but those winds have increased. You probably felt it. I'm definitely feeling it out here. And those dews and relative humidity have dropped quite a bit. So that's going to help to increase our fire level threat as we continue into the next few days. So I'll go and send it back to Scotty in the studio so he can give you what to expect over the next few days when it comes to your fire weather. Scotty?
Yeah, that's right. The critical fire weather threat is going to be increasing throughout the night and into the next couple of days with those damaging winds and all of the upcoming fire weather watches. I'll have that all coming up. Now, how can you prepare? How can you stay safety? Well, Garrett Strickland has some fire weather safety tips for you.
Thank you, Scotty. Fire safety is a big portion of today's coverage. Now, what you want to do is you want to know all of your exits. This includes out of your house, out of town, out of the county, just in case you need to evacuate. Now, you also want to connect your hose, your water hose up to your house. This is just in case you need to spray down your yard, spray down your house, just in case a fire is on the way. Now, this is important. You also need to sign up for emergency notifications so you are not left in the dark. And another very important one is you do not want to park on dry grass because the exhaust system and the mufflers from your car can ignite a fire from the dry grass. Reagan, Leah, back to you.
Thanks, Garrett. A Norman woman sentenced to 8 years in prison for a DUI crash will be released in prison after serving 70 days. In 2023, Norman police say Sarah Polston was driving drunk when she crashed into the car of 20-year-old Michaela Borrego. Borrego suffered a traumatic brain injury and had to learn to eat, speak, and walk again. Polston became eligible for release by meeting criteria from a state law, the criteria being good behavior and no criminal history. Cleveland County District Attorney Jennifer Austin is asking to change the law based on the effect of Polston's crime, saying, quote, "It is not an appropriate statute to be used for someone who nearly takes someone's life and causes such horrific injuries as she did to Michaela."
Norman police needs help identifying a man connected to the unauthorized use of a credit card case. Anyone with information is asked to report it to Norman Crime Stoppers by calling the number on your screen or submitting a tip online at normancrimestoppers.org. And today, Reverend Jesse Louis Jackson dies at age 84. Jackson is known for being a civil rights leader who helped reshape the Democratic Party. Jackson also worked alongside Martin Luther King Jr. According to a statement released by Jackson's nonprofit social justice organization, the Rainbow Push Coalition, Jackson died early Tuesday morning, surrounded by family and friends.
And on campus, students and teachers are reacting to the news. OU Nightly reporter Caroline Kramer is live on the South Oval with their reactions. Caroline?
hear about the passing of civil rights activist Jesse Jackson. Today we spoke with a professor and a student at the Clara Luper Department of African and African American Studies to hear what they had to say when they found out this morning.
One of the things I heard this morning that he mentioned was that unlike a lot of civil rights leaders, he had the privilege of living a long time.
I think it was something that was really shocking, hearing about everything that's going on and just hearing another thing like that. It was something that I didn't necessarily brush off, just it was something that I really had to pay attention to.
Students say that Jesse Jackson's impact on American history will continue and that his legacy will continue to live on through students.
Thanks, Caroline. A U.S. drone strikes 3 alleged drug trafficking boats. Matthew Carson has that and the rest of today's national and international headlines from the News Center.
Hillary Clinton has accused President Donald Trump of a, quote, cover-up over his handling of the Epstein files. Bill and Hillary Clinton are set to testify to Congress over their involvement with Epstein later this February. Clinton claims the scrutiny directed towards her and her husband is an attempt to, quote, divert attention away from President Donald Trump. And actor Shia LaBeouf has been arrested after hitting 2 men at a Mardi Gras celebration in New Orleans. LaBeouf has been charged with 2 counts of simple battery. Officers said he had to be restrained. LaBeouf was charged with public drunkenness in 2017. Since then, he has been arrested multiple times. And the U.S. military struck 3 alleged drug trafficking boats on Monday night, killing 11. This brings the total number killed to 135 since the strikes began in September. Democrat members of Congress continue to criticize the strikes, claiming the U.S. has defied international law because the U.S. is not in an official Congress-declared war. And in other news, an 18-year-old boy was arrested today after charging the U.S. Capitol with a shotgun. Reagan, Leah, back to you.
Thanks, Matthew. The Supreme Court is adopting a new software.
See what they're getting and how they're planning to use it.
And new research has come out on the deadliest cancer in America.
Find out what experts say you can do to prevent it next.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Be right there. Wait. Use the shovel and bucket of water, remember? Drown, stir, drown, feel. Then make sure it's cool.
Where'd you learn that?
SmokeyBear.com. Brushed up on some tips before we left. Don't want to start a wildfire, right?
Only you can prevent wildfires.
No, no, no. Turn it down. Turn it off. Get a hand. Lose the bells and whistles. Drive without distractions.
I don't remember how it started.
Go to that.
Our back and forth. It always came back.
Dad!
You probably don't remember what you told me,
That was perfect.
but I heard every word.
Cancer of all kinds continues to impact Americans of different lifestyles. Bella O'Neill Dooley has this and more in today's Health Beat.
Colorectal cancer is now the deadliest form of cancer for people under 50. The most recent and notable death was actor James Van Der Beek, who was just 48 years old. The death rate has increased over 1% every year over the past 2 decades. Colorectal cancer also has the lowest amounts of screening rates between the ages of 45 and 49. Some signs that you should look out for are persistent abdominal pain and rectal bleeding. And according to the American Lung Association, the #1 cancer killing hundreds of Americans every day continues to be lung cancer. Despite the advancements in detecting and treating lung cancer, there's still more you can do, as a low-dose CT scan reduces dying by 20%. Main candidates for screenings are current smokers and quitters in the last 15 years. And you might want some jelly with your peanut butter, but definitely not blue plastic. Over 22,000 peanut butter packets in small cups across 40 states were contaminated. The FDA updated an existing recall on peanut butter products produced by Ventura Foods to a Class 2, meaning that consuming the pieces of blue plastic found in the filter at the facility will cause temporary illness, but not death. And a man in Pennsylvania who suffered a neck fracture back in 2024 found a new purpose in his life through his pickling company, The Crippled Pickle. Reagan, Leah, back to you.
Thanks, Bella. The Supreme Court says it will begin to use software that will identify cases that could be a potential conflict of interest for justices. The software will compare a case's parties to lists of individuals and organizations the justices have ties to. The system was designed by the court's IT department, and the High Court also announced it will instruct parties to include their stock ticker symbols in their filings to assist in the new checks. Currently, the justices police their own obligations to judicial ethics. There is no outside body that holds them accountable to the same rules that govern the rest of the judiciary. While the justices will indicate whether they have recused themselves from a case, some will give a reason for why they are doing so.
If you're ready to give your home a new look, you're in luck. One popular furniture company is opening up its first store in Oklahoma.
Find out which company is coming to the Sooner State and where it'll be when we come back.
Wildfires are brewing across. These conditions are going to be impacting roofing on that coming up.
Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, if your shower can fill a 1-gallon bucket in less than 20 seconds, replace the shower head with a water-efficient one. They are cheap, easy to install, and can save you up to 750 gallons a month. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Welcome back to OU Nightly. We have footage from the Ranger Road fire courtesy of the Oklahoma Forestry Service. You could really see how widespread it is. And then here's another look of it from the Oklahoma Highway Patrol. And you can really see how large this thing is. And really these conditions are increasing for more and more wildfires potentially could be occurring throughout the next couple of days. So currently there's fire warnings for Beaver County, Texas County, and there's been a new fire that's just started by Woodward. So these are all fire warnings. These are just like a tornado warning. You want to evacuate the area, get away from it, because these things are going to be just going to be fully just going on. So you can really see these winds picking up really much right here in this Panhandle region. These winds are picking up all the way up to the northern plains, and we can really see the temperatures too. 70s all across, and it's been drought. We've had drought conditions for the last month or so. Not a lot of rain in these regions, so that's really building up this fire weather outbreak that we could potentially have these next couple of days. So right now, humidity 11% in Woodward, 12% in Guyman, and that's going to be continuing to come over as we go through into tomorrow, into Thursday. So currently we're below 50% here in Norman, really dry, so these dry conditions are building up, and then now the current wind gusts up to 50 miles per hour up in the Oklahoma Panhandle, and we have all of this widespread they're picking up too throughout central Oklahoma as well. Now those are the two ingredients. The last ingredient is fuel. Student meteorologist Parker Schrader is going to be talking about what could potentially be fueling these wildfires.
Yeah, Scotty, it has been pretty dry and it's been windy, as you've been saying, those current conditions. But the big thing that we're definitely looking out for is these fuels. As you can see down here, look at this grass right now. It is really dry. I'm able to pick it up easily and it just flies away in the wind. That right there is going to be a big time cause for why these fires can spread so quickly and what can cause them to start so quickly as well. So that's something we got to keep in mind of. Make sure not to cause any sort of sparks, because this grass will definitely catch on fire, because we've been in a drought, like you've been mentioning, very much over the last few days. And we didn't get a lot of rain, so that definitely does not help. But Scotty, I'll go ahead and send it back to you to give you the rest of that forecast. Scotty?
Thank you, Parker. Now we have high wind warnings in the Texas Panhandle, Guyman, Woodward, and then high wind advisories now pushing towards Cleveland County. Not under one right now, but potentially could be under one later tonight. And we're going to be continuing to monitor those conditions. We're also got fire danger alerts. We got red flag warnings all over western Oklahoma, up I-40 from Amarillo to Oklahoma City, and then the I-44 corridor is under a fire weather watch. Now those could be upgraded to red flag warnings as we go into the evening hours of tonight and into tomorrow, as conditions are going to be ripening for fire weather. And then we got fire weather risk. We've got extreme there. We have elevated risk coming towards and over Norman, and then we have some elevated and near critical as we go into, and this is going to continue on into Thursday, as we're going to be in the near critical and elevated risk for all of Oklahoma as well. So this fire weather is going to be continuing to persist and persist. We got the future wind gusts just going to be ramping up as we go into the evening hours. They're going to die down, but then ramp back up as we go into Wednesday and all of that, and then it's just going to continue to ramp up into Thursday, up into 20 to 30 miles per hour throughout the days. And then as we go into the next 7 days, we've got the fire weather for the up Wednesday, Thursday, and then we go into, and we're going to be cooling off as we go into the weekend. Almost 30s, maybe some precipitation possible, we're hoping on, because with all this fire weather happening, we really need that precipitation to occur.
Thanks, Scotty. IKEA plans to open its first Oklahoma location in Tulsa. The company announced they will open a 51,000 square foot store in the Tulsa Hills Shopping Center, which is about a 2-hour drive from Norman. IKEA says the store will open in 2026, but an opening date has not been set.
OU baseball concluded their tournament weekend with a game on Monday.
And another Sooner team is looking to extend their winning streak on the road.
Speaking of winning, 2 Sooners were named to a National College Award watch list. And while one senior has her name in the mix, a true freshman has caught the nation's eye. I have what this list is and who they are next in sports.
Winter is upon us, and every Oklahoman knows that means unpredictable freezing temperatures. One of the main concerns with freezing temperatures is the damage they can cause to your home or business should they cause your water pipes to freeze over. Older homes, especially those without proper insulation or that have basements or crawl spaces with exposed pipes, are particularly susceptible to this. Here is Rachel Croft, City of Norman Water Treatment Plant Manager, to show you the proper steps you can take to prevent your pipes from freezing.
The good news is you don't need to run a whole lot of water in order to combat freezing from your pipes. Here's how you do it. Another thing that you can do to help is to open your cabinet doors to make sure that warm air throughout your home is getting to your faucet pipes. but you want to make sure to remove any harmful chemicals that any small children or pets could have the ability to reach.
Following these steps can help save money on your water bill and help to conserve Norman's water supply.
You need some help?
Your tow chains are a little loose. Could spark a wildfire. I could show you how to secure them properly if you'd like.
Sure. Thanks a lot.
Anytime. You should check out SmokeyBear.com. They've got a bunch of tips on wildfire prevention.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
Hello, I'm Gracie Stubblefield, and it's time for sports. OU baseball was back on the road on Monday following their weekend sweep. Oklahoma took on New Mexico State, and despite falling behind 2-0 in the top of the first inning, the Sooners rallied in the bottom of the first with 5 runs, with one of them being senior Caden Brumbaugh's first hit as a Sooner. OU only allowed 1 run in the final 6 innings, with a combined 4 strikeouts from transfers Mason Bixby and Isaac Williams and 3 runs in the 3rd inning. The Sooners won their 4th consecutive game, with the final score 10-6. OU men's basketball is back on the road tomorrow night to take on Tennessee. The Sooners will look for their 3rd consecutive win, but have never managed to clinch a win against the Volunteers. Despite their recent success, the Sooners have been outscored in the second half in their last 11 games. With the current 3-9 conference record, Porter Moser wants his team to only look ahead.
It wasn't relief, all right? We had one of our hardest practices intentionally Monday after of the bye week, and it was because, you know, put your foot on the gas, chase, you know, there's always a path. There's always a path if you're believing. And your sight line, I said that line, our sight line was just what was in front of us, and that was Georgia. And now we'll have a new sight line for next Wednesday.
Reagan Beers and Aaliyah Chavez were named to the Naismith Trophy Player of the Year late season team list. This list names the top 30 Division I candidates for the National Player of the Year award, which will be announced in April. The first national qualifying score rankings dropped on Monday, and women's gymnastics is still on top. Keeping their #1 spot for the 4th consecutive week, the Sooners posted a score of 197,900 with the updated NSQ calculations. Even with a week off, OU men's gymnastics is still #1. Colby Aranda, Tyler Flores, and Nathan Roman are all ranked in the top spots in individual events, while the team remained in the top spot in the Week 6 rankings with a team average score of 323,613. Flying over to the Winter Olympics in Milano Cortina, Team USA is in 3rd and has currently racked up 21 total medals, with 6 of those in gold, 10 in silver, and 5 bronze. The red, white, and blue could be on track for more hardware following the women's figure skating results. Leah, Reagan.
Thanks, Gracie. Tonight, you can expect beads in the streets and lanterns in the sky as we get a double dose of holidays.
Find out what people are celebrating and how you can join right here in Norman when we come back.
Did you know that items like paint, cleaning solutions, pesticides, solvents, and other chemicals are considered household hazardous waste? These chemicals are dangerous to our environment and water quality when they are dumped in our storm drains or gutters. Fortunately, the City of Norman has a dedicated household hazardous waste facility where you can properly dispose of these items. Call 405-366-5463 to make an appointment. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Did you know that trash, like plastic bottles and fast food wrappers, can carry germs and bacteria? When these items are tossed in the street, they eventually find their way to a river or lake and have a negative impact on aquatic life. Keep our waters clean by putting your trash in the bin. For more information, visit bit.ly/Norman Stormwater. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here is a water conservation tip you can try. In the bathroom, Turn off the water while you brush your teeth. You'll save about 4 gallons per minute. That comes out to about 200 gallons a week for a family of 4. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman. Water is our most precious resource and something that should be conserved and used wisely. Here are some water conservation tips you can try. In the kitchen, collect the excess water you use to rinse produce and use it to water houseplants. Also, soak your pots and pans instead of letting the water run while you scrape them. Water is life. This message was brought to you by the City of Norman.
Across Oklahoma, emergency crews are responding to dangerous wildfires. Right now, the Ranger Road fire in Beaver County has burned an estimated 15,000 acres, according to the app Watch Duty. That fire is spreading across state lines into Kansas, where evacuations are underway. The fire danger tomorrow remains high. A flag warning has already been issued. Your campus weather authority will continue to monitor the situation as it unfolds.
Reagan, it was very windy today when I was walking into the building, so these fires are not that surprising when you think about it.
Yeah, we had a lot of weather coverage today, so Scotty, can you give us one last recap?
Yeah, that's right. The fire is going to be increasing as we go into the next couple of days, especially here in Norman tomorrow, as we're going to be having all of those warm temperatures and all of that. Now, to be prepared for this, sign up for the weather call as you hear updates from your campus weather authority, and especially get the heads up and get onto it now because severe weather season's right around the corner as well. So we'll be all of that and stay monitored to your campus weather authority, especially as this fire weather outbreak currently that could potentially be happening here in Oklahoma will be continuing for the next couple of days before potentially having relief this weekend as we get back to those freezing, more winter-like temperatures as we go into the weekend.
Thanks, Scotty. Grab your red clothes and beads because today is Mardi Gras and the Lunar New Year.
People around the world are celebrating, and Norman is not missing the opportunity to join in.
You can celebrate Fat Tuesday with Mardi Gras Bingo tonight at Rivermont Assisted Living and Memory Care.
And you can stampede into the Year of the Horse at a concert hosted by OU's Chinese Language and Culture Club tonight at the Catholic Music Center.
And big news is going around our newsroom today.
OU Nightly is the #1 student newscast in the country, winning first place for our weekly newscast in the 2026 Broadcast Association Awards.
Thank you for watching OU Nightly. I'm Reagan Garvin.
And I'm Leah Smith. Be sure to watch OU Nightly weekdays live at 4:30. Good night.